So this is a based on authentic version of teachings from Sankhya, which talks in good detail about the human mind and how it functions, and from the Patanjali's Yoga Darshan that teaches us how to practically control our mind, control in the sense how to subdue all its functions. And also we have borrowed some ideas from Maharishi Dayanand, his book called Rigvedadi Bhashya Bhumika, where he makes a very positive comment that even for a common human beings, common people like all of us, how we can, in a very efficient manner, use the teachings of Patanjali and make very easy and good progress. So, it is a amalgamation of Kapil's Sankhya, Patanjali's Yoga, and also by Sri Dayanand. That's why I call it very authentic and comprehensive and also very efficient. It is comprehensive in the sense we have, whatever is going on in the name of meditation, almost all those ideas are covered here, and it goes much beyond that, as you will see. I will be sharing with you, I have a list of about 130 benefits, and off and on I will share a small part of that. The way I have planned it and what am I aiming in these sessions, we will do it for about 20 minutes, and about 20 minutes later I will switch it off from my end. And you have an option. You can treat it as a learning tool, learning the basic methods and implement it in your day-to-day life, or you can also treat this as your meditation practice. So of course we will go through halfway and then I might disappear, but you can consider it as a meditation session at your end. What am I aiming here? For an average student, I will say, in about a year's time, I would like to bring you to a state where I will say you are able to meditate if you have that much time, say 40 to 50 minutes, and about 50% time it takes you to go to that spot, what we will call as blank spot or blind spot, and then other 50% time you are there. So that of course will be a kind of an advanced stage, and as you will visualize, we will be going through beginners and the intermediate stage. I will say in about 3 months, every beginner will able to see that some kind of ownership of your mind. That when you say it is my mind, are you really the owner of it? And if you own it, then it should obey your some commands. In meditation, we are trying to command our mind, be calm. And if it obeys your command, that's a very good achievement. So that sort of a thing, I hope you will be able to see. These are my rough estimates in about 3 to 4 months. And then about 6 to 8 months, say you are in intermediate stage, then I would say you are able to see that, distance, that you and your mind are not just one, like a common man thinks, but they are two separate entities. And that is a big progress, because when you see your mind slightly distant from you, then you can bring in a sense of detachment and many other things will come forward. So we will discuss all this, and I will urge you to take this session as a learning tool only, and commit something like, well, ideally I will say twice a day you should sit for meditation practice, before breakfast or before dinner, or maybe if somehow your day was very busy, then before bedtime. As you can see in my case, I'm in Houston, and here it is about 10:30, 10:42 now, and I have had my breakfast. So I have done my morning meditation before breakfast, and I have chosen this time just so that people throughout the world can join, right from the Pacific time to India and even slightly beyond. So this is for me, is not quite my meditation practice, but it is just a way to teach and train you. So, as I said earlier, I will not be doing full meditation in this particular thing. From my end, it is more like a method to teach you. Okay. So, as I have already said, it is being recorded, and uh, I will be uploading it on a YouTube. So if you allow 1 or 2 days later, you will get to know, and probably next week I will share with you that playlist link so that you are always, you know, where to look for this particular video. So if you want to review it, or if you have missed the session, then you can go back to that and see it, in a proper manner. Okay, so I want to start with a slide here. Probably that will be my practice to show you a slide which captures the concepts that I want to share with you on that particular day. And every day I will try to add on some features of my training. So let's look at the slide number 1 today, which is saying, what am I aiming at? So what is our objective in this particular course? As you know, this is not one time. This is going to last, almost a year. So based on your commitment. So I am saying Patanjali meditation, try to set up this objective as an ability to bring my mind in as if it is in deep dreamless sleep. We are all familiar with that state, deep dreamless sleep, when I am lost in another world. I am out of the world, is it not? And nothing happens in my mind. So this is kind of my destination I am aiming at. Of course, it will be quite a challenge, but the beautiful thing is, you know, as I suppose, even if I am part progress I am making, even then that is very good. Just like ideally you go to bed, you want this kind of deep, dreamless sleep, but many times you don't have it. You wake up with some sort of recollection of dreams, etc. But still, you won't say that just because I didn't get the best sleep, I don't want to sleep anymore, is it not? You will still go to bed every night and sleep, hoping that you get best sleep. In the same manner, you want to practice meditation, though this is your final objective. You may not be reaching it in the long exercise, long period of practice, but still you want to do it every day. So I will urge you, whenever you sit for meditation, set the timer for some time, as much as you want to devote, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And when things get better, you may even want to attempt longer time duration. So that, this way, your mind doesn't disturb you. Oh, I have to do this thing next. You will tell your mind, look, I have set a timer, so I'm not going to exceed that. And at the end of that, I will do my meet my commitments. So this practice, as you are probably aware of, basically it is Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga by Patanjali means 8 limbs. Then first and second, namely Yam and Niyam, they are more like our lifestyle, how I interact with others, and what are my commitment to my own self. You know, Other than that, these are my practice based. Since this is a practical training session, I am listing the later 6. So in my numbering now, this is 1 to 6. Of course, first 2 is lifestyle thing that once in a while we may discuss it, but otherwise we are concentrating on this 6. Even here there are 2 groups. First, second, third is called outer yoga. Patanjali calls it Bahiranga Yoga. That is more like peripheral things. And then the later three components, namely number 4, 5, 6, are inner yoga, which I want to really practice. So let's see. First is sitting posture. At this point, like I am myself sitting on a simple chair, an armless chair, and you might also be doing like that. You and you, I will suggest you fix up a nice quiet corner in your home for your daily practice. So that will be our starting phase kind of a thing. So sitting posture for the first few weeks, I will continue like this. Then I will devote one session, as I said, I will build up things as we go along. So one session I will exclusively devote to the step number 1, sitting posture, where I will be sitting on the floor and show you a couple of options, what are called Sukhasan, Padmasan, Siddhasan, etc. So that doesn't have to be done right on the day 1. Now, second step is deep abdominal breathing. Here also, I will devote one future session on this thing. But today, as we are just getting started with all this, so today I will say our deep abdominal breathing is simply we breathe out through our nostrils, focusing on our abdomen. And as I breathe out, my abdomen should shrink inward. And then as I breathe in, my abdomen will expand outward. So we will devote, say, about a couple of minutes on that. Then third step is in Patanjali's terminology is called Pratyahar, and I have translated as oral recitation of the sound Om. The typical sound is Om. It begins from the throat and ends at the lips. So that is Om. But here it is slightly different. It is a very simple, natural, monosyllable sound. That is the beauty of it. That's why we select this sound. And this is the recommendation by Patanjali also. He calls it as Pranav. That means the vowel is slightly extra long. What that means is, I initiate the sound from the navel area. Om. And as we will continue in the next week, I will discuss the steps 4, 5, and 6 in greater detail. Today, let us devote this time, just get started with it. Minutes of deep breathing, 1 minute with this OL recitation, gradually becoming diminishing. And then, if you are making it your real meditation session, I will say, now the recitation should be mental. So in your mind, you are reciting this sound, is it not? And that is what is step number 4. Now, when this mental recitation gets very ripened, it is very good quality, that there is no interruption of thoughts, etc. No other thoughts are coming, and that's what is meditation. So let's begin with that. And so I will say this could be your practice for your first week. Here it begins now. Deep breathing, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. One more cycle. Breathe out. Breathe in. Now we take a pause, say about 10 seconds. The idea is that I am letting my mind know that I am no more interested in worrying about my breathing, which is a non-voluntary function. It will happen by itself. So I want my mind to disconnect from breathing. And now we devote about a minute to oral recitation of the sound, and then we'll pass on to its mental recitation. And when the mental recitation is very uniform, I will be in meditation. Here it begins. Om. Om. Om.